Hi, we're the K3. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2020. This is our first weekly watch list back. Thank you so much for joining us again. I hope you had a great holiday season and a great New Year, and now you're back watching all those delicious K-dramas with us. Let's get started.
Okay.
Monday, Tuesday. Before we left, we had 2 episodes left of V.I.P. So we're here now to talk about what we thought about the ending and let you know that we're doing an entire final thoughts if you want our deep dive onto what we actually thought about the show as a whole. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be out this week. All right, you guys. Finale of V.I.P. What'd y'all think?
I felt satisfied overall by the show.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's it? That's it. From that entire journey, that's all you got?
I feel like I'm easing into it because I'm curious to hear what you both thought.
No, come on, give it up. What do you think? Come on.
I do feel like Lee Sung-yoon's character was kind of like his entire, where he was coming from, this entire 16 episodes was like shoved into the last.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Like 3/4 of the show or the last episode. And so that was a little bit like, it would have been nice to have shown those multiple facets of his personality earlier and have a more complete story from both sides of the marriage.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Absolutely.
Well, I think, though, that they kept him a mystery, which is what was driving us every week. I became so obsessed with it because we weren't getting answers. So I found 15 and 16. Once 15 started, my note was like, why is there so much plot?
That's hilarious.
You know, because the other 2 couples wrapped up so nicely, took on big issues. The couples came together. There was growth in their characters, you know, universal lessons for all of us. And then we got to Jang Nara and Lee Sung-yoon, and I'm like, really? Where are the answers? Where's the confrontation?
Right.
Where are the big discussions? And the only reason I wasn't Misty Rage at the end was because Jang Nara's character had accepted it, and so and no one died in the tunnel.
Right, there's that. Lee Sung-yoon did not weep after finding his photos and walk off the bridge. So I was okay with that. I would say I kind of am in agreement with both of you. My biggest, I love Lee Sung-yoon. We all know this. So I mean, it wasn't like I expected him to have a happy or a fulfilling ending. But I just felt that this is where I got conflicted. I felt that the ending that Jang Nara got was an amazing ending for a drama because we never see that. That never happens. Our lead characters always figure out a way to work it out and all this kind of stuff. I just felt that it was at the expense of the Sung-joon character, because at no point was he given even an opportunity for redemption like the other 2 male leads.
Right.
There was no time for conversation. He was never able to actually own up to it and move on and learn from it. That all happened off camera in our leap from him crying in the thing and them running into each other at the funeral. So I felt like his character got really short for being the male lead.
But not because, for me, not because of Jang Nara's character, because of all these other plot machinations that were happening. Yeah. It's like, did we need the other director Bae to come back and all of that? Yes. It was like, and then the manipulations of the new president and against her brothers. It's like, is that what this was? I didn't think that was what V.I.P was really all about. So I was really bummed that they spent so much time on it.
Yeah, so I was really conflicted because, like I said, I thought the ending was amazing and yet super unsatisfying.
Yes. Yeah. Bingo.
That was for me where I ended up on it.
Yeah.
So I think obviously you can tell we could probably discuss this for a lot longer, so we are. We're going to do it in a whole different segment. Join us. It's called Final Thoughts. We will do our V.I.P. Final Thoughts in a whole longer segment. And we had one new entry this week, and that was Romantic Dr. Teacher Kim 2. I'm so excited. Oh my God. I loved Romantic Dr. Teacher Kim 1, mostly because I like saying it really fast. I think it's going by like Dr. Kim, Dr. Teacher Kim. It's going like Dr. Teacher 2 or something like that.
Yeah, because our friend Jenny told us that the translation to Romantic Doctor isn't quite right. Yeah. But there isn't really a word that translates fully from Korean to kind of capture what Han Suk-kyu's character is. But I love it so much.
So we'll just keep saying Romantic Dr. Teacher Kim 2 because I can say it really fast. Oh my God, did you guys enjoy it?
Loved it.
Actually didn't.
You didn't watch it?
Oh.
I really enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it. And I have to say, though, that one of the questions I've been seeing a lot on Instagram and Twitter is, do you need to watch season one in order to see season 2? And you don't, but season 1 was so good.
Yeah.
And to fully understand Han Soo-kyu's character, I think you should go back and Hyun Seok.
Hyun Seok.
There is say no
did you
to
miss
that.
Hyun Seok?
Right? And I would say that as well. I don't think you necessarily need to, but it gives the opening and I think the season 2 just a much fuller experience for you, because those of us who watch season 1 already have a shorthand for who some of these characters are. Yeah. Like Nurse O. I was so happy to see her again. And all of her, they're all back.
Oh,
the only ones that are back except the 3 leads.
Just not the students.
Yeah, and I love the way they got rid of the 3 leads with
know.
them not being all tragic. Young Suk went off to the army, to the Jeju Island. Our girl went to San Diego to study while he's off in the army. And then
where did Young Se-jung go?
Young Se-jung went back to, I think, to the big hospital.
Oh, that's
they
right.
They made it sound like he was like going back to his cushy gig.
Ooh, I hope there's a cameo.
I know, right? But he's getting ready to go in the military, so
you're right.
Fast.
You're right.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're right.
But it'd be cool if he did a cameo.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed it. And I love An
Hyo-suk.
Hyo-suk so much. I really do. Like, he's really good. He's really
good.
talented.
He's really good. Yes. And they gave him a very full backstory.
They really did.
That they accomplished very quickly, I have to say.
Yeah, and it wasn't
impressive.
And tragic,
Oh, yeah.
but he's playing it deftly to the point where I don't feel it's overdone even in the first 2 episodes.
It's not an unfamiliar backstory.
Exactly.
He's in debt, and the thugs are after him, and he needs money.
And he's worked pretty much every side job to earn it.
And he's got such an earnest, strong moral core that it got him in trouble because he was a whistleblower.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Oh my god,
so good.
Oh my god, so good. And then we've got Han Suk-kyu.
Oh,
He's amazing.
He's so great.
So good.
Yes, and after Watcher, where he was so low key and you weren't sure if he was
good or bad. Now you're just like, yay, Dr. Kim. We know he's moral and good and pure and snarky and amazing and crazy.
Yes.
But can we talk quickly though about Lee Sung-kyun? Love her. She's beautiful. She's lovely. She's talented. How is it possible she is a doctor in this show?
I like her so much, but it's I'm seeing kind of the same bag of acting tricks, which worked so well in Weightlifting Fairy. Did not work well at all in About Time.
Exactly.
And this one,
I'm not really sure. Like, I agree with that totally. I'm actually also just asking about her character. How is her character a doctor?
All right, so she.
How is it possible? How did she
graduate
graduate from med school to even become a second-year resident? How?
I know. She's literally, she can't take it. She cannot take the blood and guts. And
she vomits.
She vomits.
Every time.
So, yes. So
is there something, have we learned yet? Is there something driving her to continue to be a doctor despite the fact that maybe she's not naturally?
Because she's smarty pants and she worked really hard and didn't only sleep for 4 hours.
Crazy competitive.
Yes.
Crazy competitive. I understand theoretically why she's a doctor. I don't know how anyone passed her as a doctor.
Just go into research and then you don't actually have to be in the operating room.
Like, it just makes no sense.
I think there's something about being a surgeon because we see it all the time. Like the best of the best are neurosurgeons.
Neurosurgeons, right?
Chocolate.
So I mean, the first time we saw her OD on tranquilizers and pass out sleeping in the operating room, my thought would be that would be the end of her career.
Suspension.
Right. Yeah. Well, her choice was to either be suspended or get sent to Dolham Hospital, so she chose that.
But have we seen Nurse Jackie? We know that addiction is a big problem in the medical field.
Right? But not to where you're passing out sleeping in the operating room.
Sleeping.
I mean, maybe not
funny.
that blatant.
Like was on the job, falling asleep. That's
really funny.
So
that'd be the opposite.
And usually it's not tranquilizers. Usually it's the other direction.
Yeah, right. Uppers.
I just, I'm concerned. Obviously, romantic Dr. Teacher Kim chose her specifically to help her. So obviously we're going to go on a journey, which I'm willing to go on.
I know.
I just am not
16
sure.
episodes?
Yeah, I'm just not sure how she got employed to begin with.
Yes. Because she's a genius otherwise.
Other than passing out in the middle of your job.
Yes.
But anyway,
I'm
really into it though.
I like the other female doctor.
Yes. The one she's just so excited to be there. Like, she volunteered to go to Dolan.
I know.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure what her name is.
Is that because she wanted to study
Yeah,
with
she wanted to study. Yeah, because he came in.
Okay.
He was kind of observing because he went to Seoul to find surgeons for their hospital because they needed recruits because they lost their 3, right?
Yeah.
And so he's just kind of hanging out and waiting to have a meeting, and he's watching the ER, and it's just chaos, like just massive chaos, and nobody's really in charge, and this and that, and finally he just gets fed up and he jumps into action and helps out. And this poor little she's a 4th year resident, fourth year ER resident, and she's doing the best she can with what she's got. And then when it's all over and he's dressed down, the doctor who should have been there, and he walks out, he puts his little weird romantic Dr. Teacher Kim hat on, and he looks at the 4th year student, and he's like, "Nice job." And she's like, "What?"
Someone acknowledged.
Yeah. And so off she went to his hospital.
Yes.
And I love it. Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
So sounds like it's off to a strong.
Can you tell?
strong
Can you
start.
tell that we're really excited about it?
Yes.
I'm so
I know,
happy.
that was only 2
That's
episodes.
only 2
and we're
episodes. Wednesday, Thursday. All right, y'all. Here it is. I'm gonna have to do a shout out to Netison Drama, Joycelyn, and Caitlin, because y'all posted so many GIFs and clips from 9.9 Billion Won Woman that I couldn't leave it alone. I had to jump back in, and holy
Really?
shit.
Really?
It's so good. Thank you.
Oh my
Thank you
gosh.
so much.
Wow.
It all started with Heeju, who is Lee Ji-hoon's wife in the show. And I told you guys, remember when I friend, like, she was my
loved her.
favorite, like, from day one. And there's a clip that Netison Drama put up, and she's in all this red power suit. She just punches Lee Ji-hoon in the face. Because she's so pissed off at his shenanigans. And I was like, wait, what? What is happening here? I need to see more of this. And everyone was like, you gotta watch. So I did.
You're back on board. now,
Bonkers.
it sounds like.
It is bonkers, and it is amazing, and it is weird, and it is terrifying, and they have done such a great job of teasing the real owner of the money. They keep saying that. He's coming back. The real owner of the money. He's coming back. He's coming back. He's coming back. I'm in episode like 17, 18 right now, so I'm like almost at the 10 episode mark, 10 hour mark, and I know that you guys are at like 12, so I'm just a little bit behind. And I'm already terrified for this man to return. Ooh. And it's so good. And Lee Ji-hoon is so awful and so amazing all at the same time. I cannot get enough of his antics. And his wife, and her power suits and her amazing hair and her like, I can't wait.
So does Kim Kang-woo know that, I've forgotten her name.
It is Cho Ye-jung.
Cho Ye-jung was there when his brother died?
Yes. Yeah, we pretty much learned that right out of the gate.
Okay.
Like, pretty quickly. We learned pretty much everybody on the board knows everything pretty quickly. So it's not a lot of, like, deep secrets. The big secret is the other guy, the real owner of the money who's coming back. Yeah. They keep teasing him. Okay. He's, like, the big secret because we find out that he's the one who ruined, what's his name?
Kim Kang-woo.
Kim Kang-woo's, ruined his career. He's the one that blew that whole thing up, and this guy's the big bad of the show. Okay. So and so that's the big secret is who that is.
Now, what about the husband, the abusive husband? Is he sidelined a little bit?
No.
I have to say, he was really stressing me out.
He's super stressful, but we've reached a point where he's now just sounds horrible. We've gone from him being horribly abusive and awful to now just stalkerish and awful, but she's had enough of it and she's been pretty much done with him I'm only on episode 17, but she's been done with him for like a good 4 or 5 episodes and has been pretty much teamed up with Kim Kang-woo. And so that's been really good and that's been awesome to watch. And oddly, both husbands kind of teamed up at one point because they got there's so many shenanigans going on, like so many crosses and double crosses and triple crosses. It's like, it's crazy.
Sounds like a shenanigans type
it's
show.
Dark, enjoyable, because I found it so stressful
that
I couldn't deal with it over the
I
holidays.
was the same way. But
and if for me to feel that way?
Yeah, right? Yeah. So can you imagine where I was? And I still jumped back in and I loved it. I think those first couple of episodes, because they were so depressing and so just dreary, for lack of a better, like the tone was just so like, I can't watch 16 episodes of this. It shifted from that to what money makes people do.
And
it's more that.
Which seems very interesting.
Really, really interesting. Oh, I'm loving it. So thank you so much, you guys, for tipping me off and giving me all those juicy nuggets, because I am enjoying it so much.
Nice.
So much. Oh, and I just have to give a shout out, and I don't have his name, so we'll put it up here. But the bad guy, or kind of one of our mid-level bad guys, has the greatest bad guy hair I've ever seen in the history of bad guy hair. He's got his hair. First and foremost, it's like silver gray, but it's straight up off of his head.
I love it.
Like, it's just that straight up.
Gosh.
And I
like
I
Sid
can't,
Vicious?
Yes.
Whoa, I was going to say Don King, but
Yes, it's kind of a combo of the two. And so he's got this really high forehead. And so when he gets really angry, he's like, it's like super angry. Like Heat Miser. Do you remember Heat Miser? Am I dating myself? But it's like that Heat Miser.
Christmas.
You don't remember Heat Miser?
no.
From Rudolph?
From Rudolph. I'm Mr. Heat Miser. No.
Oh.
It's kind of like that, only gray.
Apparently I need to read
So
that.
if you had
Rudolph,
Heat Miser,
Rudolph's reindeer.
but Heat Miser was Mr. Snow.
Did he get like his heat would?
Yes, it went right off his head.
Gotcha.
Anyway, but if he was like Mr. Snow,
I have that on VHS.
it was fantastic. So, and then he wears clothing that matches his hair.
I'm
He's
in.
amazing,
I'm back
and
in.
I love him so much because he's so despicable,
I would
but he's
like
so
that.
fashionable about it.
I would like the speed clip of that guy.
Yeah, it's fantastic. All right, thank you, you guys. I love it. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, our beefiest day of the week. I did not watch the new one that came out. Touch. Karen, you watched it?
I watched almost all of the first episode.
And what is the quick synopsis on that? I'm a little
Quick
confused.
synopsis is our male and female leads. Male is a CEO of a very successful makeup company, and he's an amazing makeup artist. It opens with he's flying back first class on a plane, and some woman's like starting to do her makeup, and she's got like a breakout, and he's like, no, let me. And it ends up with her like standing in front of her, like doing her entire makeup. And then our lead female, played by Kim Bo-ra, this is her second attempt to debut in an idol group. So she's been at this for like 10 years, and apparently there was a past time when she was on, it's like basically an American Idol type show called Miracle, and she was on it before and didn't make the cut, and it was a huge disappointment.
It was like Produce 101.
What?
Produce 101.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is her opportunity to make it again, and I didn't get far enough into the show, but eventually I believe it's going to get to the point where he ends up like his company gets ruined or he gets bankrupt, so he's kind of out on the street.
Of course.
And then she is framed for doing she makes the cut actually, because I got that far and I saw that she did. But then she's going to be like set up for some scandal to protect like a bigger star or something like that. So they're both going to find themselves like, oh no, what do we do next? She has a penchant for doing makeup. He did her makeup on the show, on the finale of the Miracle show, and she had like all these sparkly, and it was gorgeous, and she's like, it doesn't look like me, people aren't going to recognize me, and they're not going to vote for me, so she adjusted the makeup. And so it starts off with the two of them, like he spots her and he's like, so they're like, because you ruined my perfect makeup. He's a complete perfectionist.
Oh my God.
So I mean, I was actually, for what I had time to watch, I was very interested and engaged. I really like Joo Sung-wook a lot.
He's fun in a romantic comedy.
He
Yeah.
is, and he's so good.
Who is that? I'm for some reason blanking on his
I know
name.
him best from Fantastic.
I
It's
know
a show
him.
he was in, but he was also in something more recently.
Cunning Single Lady. That's the one I know him from.
Oh, Fates and Furies was the most recent one, and I watched part of that, and I wasn't impressed with the writing on that show. So
Yeah, when he's in a comedy, it's more fun, I think.
yeah. But
Definition of comedy, right?
Sorry. What's funny to one
Anyways.
person?
Revelation there. That's good. You like it so far?
I like it so far. I'm a like with a question mark because there is such a
The age difference has been a huge factor in that's why I was going to ask you.
the age difference. So I'm like, even if their actual real life age difference, I looked it up, is 17 years. He's 17 years older than she is in real life. Even if you downplay and say he's like 35.
Yeah.
And she's like 25, then you have like a 10-year, but it's kind of...
It's nothing.
So I'll probably watch it at least through the end of the second episode to get the full setup of the show and then see how I feel from there.
Okay. Yeah, the age difference was a big one on Twitter.
He is just, I've missed him. I haven't watched him in something in so long, and I was like, he's so engaging, and she's doing a good job so far. So
Cool.
So we'll see.
All right, well, keep us
Tell me
posted
what
on
you
that
guys
one
think.
for sure. Yeah, let us know if you're enjoying that. How about My favorite, chocolate. How's that going? I just live through y'all vicariously on Twitter, and I'm like, nope, glad I dropped that. Glad I dropped that. Oh, so glad I dropped that. Oh my God, yes, I'm glad I dropped that.
You're being reminded every week why you're glad you're dropping.
Every week. Marisa, am I still glad I dropped that?
Oh yeah,
I'm
it's
so
not
far
for you.
behind. Should I get caught up? There's only a week left.
There's only a week left, but I think that you and I are probably watching for different reasons. Because, I mean, it's a romance melodrama, and I know people out there just love it. And
love it. And
love it.
I'm so happy
because
you're loving it.
invested in what?
For me, it's a nostalgia trip because it feels like the shows that I first watched when I started first watching K-dramas. So that's kind of what was keeping me in it.
Yeah. And I know that people just love the slow burn, the slow realization.
I'm so sorry. Can I ask a quick question? It sounds like the slow burn is deathly slow, though. Are you satisfied with it,
slow.
or is it?
I'm not watching for that, though.
Oh, okay, got sorry. All right. Why are you watching?
Because the show, it's hyperbole. It's so off the wall. It's so, for me, just crazy town with everyone in the hospice dying, and then a dog died this week.
Oh, shut up!
She lost her sense of taste and smell after an accident, and she's a chef. It's just like
what? She did not.
Can
it be solved by neuroscience?
It's this Oh, yeah. Oh, she had her MRI.
Is he going to operate on her brain in the final?
So she'll get her taste and.
But he'll die somehow because he accidentally tripped on.
Oh, he's already got something in his brain.
He does?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I missed
Oh
that.
yeah.
Oh, God. Hang on.
I thought he did.
He doesn't.
No, that was Uteo.
Am I missing up?
Uteo.
No. The brother, he got in an accident and then his brother operated
Oh,
on
that.
him.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
there was
Okay.
something
Yeah.
he didn't quite.
Yeah. His hand's a little shaky. That's
his
why
hand's
he's not.
shaky,
That's why he's not.
I don't think it's fake.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but you know what? He's back to cooking, and he's. So it's just this onslaught of ridiculous.
Just so much tragedy
So
compounded
much.
on tragedy compounded on
Everything's
tragedy.
added up to 11.
Exactly, and I'm just loving
Oh,
that.
my
That's
God.
so great. I love that's the reason you're loving it.
I know.
Hilarious.
I may jump back in for a little bit of it, but I doubt I will finish by next week.
Okay. Yeah. But
I'm glad you guys are all enjoying it. I'm enjoying your tweets on it because it keeps me at least apprised of what's occurring.
Yeah.
And yet I don't have to invest in it.
yeah.
You get some good gif.
I do get some good gifts. A lot of good gifts. And then we've got Stove Leak. I think it started over the break. Have we talked about Stove Leak? I don't think
Yes, we talked about the beginning.
That's
of
right.
it.
We talked about
yeah.
So we haven't talked about Stove Leak since we went on break.
Yeah.
What do y'all think?
I'm in.
Yeah?
I'm not caught up to this weekend's episodes, unfortunately. We're slightly off, I think, too, on the episode numbers. I think we have
because
it's one-
there's a
it's one off,
preemption,
yeah.
so it's
they
off by
missed
one.
they missed one, but are you all caught up?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you
And-
enjoying it as much as I am?
Oh yeah. Again. Could you pile more things on poor Nam Goodman?
It's just,
Oh no! Now what?
Oh, God.
No, it's
Oh,
just
God.
it's just explain
Yeah.
where he's coming from, and he's just dealt with so much personal
Pain.
tragedy.
So beyond his brother getting paralyzed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Which
we got a dad who had a stroke, and then we got a dead baby, and we've got
dead. Oh, was
Yeah,
that the woman
that
he met
was
with?
no, that was his ex.
That was his ex-wife,
There was
yeah. I think it was a miscarriage or an accident occurred, and the baby didn't make it.
Yes,
and then,
yes, and the
yeah.
marriage
Oh
fell
my-
apart.
yeah.
Oh my
and then
goodness.
his mother is devoted to his father, who's in the
Yes.
hospital, and
I was
you know,
wondering
stroke
why
and-
we didn't see them, but he was in contact.
Yeah,
with
yes, and
the
that's why he
parents.
takes
That's why
pictures. Of
I
the
thought that
food.
was sweet. I enjoyed finding that out.
I finally figured that out. I'm like, oh, I bet he's sending it to mom, saying, "Look, I'm eating, mom."
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
You're pretty good. I never was going to guess that. I had no idea. But yeah, I thought that was, I enjoyed that.
And then he's fired.
Yes, and then he's not.
Oh,
Yes.
I need to get caught up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
He's back.
it's just so much for this
I
one
got-
poor man.
Because I got through the part where he uncharacteristically lost his cool at work and spilled the
Oh, yeah.
assistant scouting coach's coffee on his desk, and everyone was like, "Ooh," because that was a big deal for him to.
Oh, yeah.
affect her,
I'm
love that you're so enjoying it.
really enjoying it, but I find it that it is a show that I really enjoy when I'm there. But the second I'm not there, I'm like, I mean, whatever. I I mean, it doesn't.
I was kind of like that in the beginning, but recently I actually had one of those days where I was like, oh, I want to watch the next episode. Oh, it's not available yet. I did have that moment. With
I do feel that way at the end of every episode. Like I'm like, oh, what? Oh, there's none left, and then I go away and I do something, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, I've got something else to do. Like it's not. It doesn't. Yeah, I don't know what it is. There's one component to it that has not made it a full crack show for me because there's so many good pieces to it. Oh, yeah. I think my biggest problem with the litany of bad luck that Nam Goon Min's character has we got revealed this week is and this just comes from a creative standpoint, and I get it. I'm not the writer, but we talk here because we want to, we complain about writers all the time.
For all shows.
The fact that the way they introduced the whole baby thing, like, it just felt so forced there at the end. Like, I'm going to go to your house, and then your wife's going to walk out with the baby, and then you're going to ask me to hold the baby, and I'm going to say, no, I can't hold babies, and then you're going to basically force this baby. It was just so awkward to me. It was just such an awkward scene, and then all of a sudden, this very stoic man, I literally wrote in my notes, babies, man, they break even the hardest human. And it's
heartbreaking.
Like, I just felt like there was an easier way.
Tears. Oh my god.
There were. I mean, it was a beautiful scene, but I just felt that it was so awkward. Like, you could have brought it into the house. Yeah. It could have been chaos in the house. And they were like, hold the baby for me real quick. I got to run over here. And then have him have a private moment with the baby.
Yeah, like, I think they could only book the exterior.
Right? I mean, right?
Location limitation.
I mean, I'm in the location department, so I get it. But I just felt that there were other ways that we could have conveyed that. I just felt it just seemed like a man who just gives nothing away, suddenly weeping in front of two people he barely knows.
I know. It's a pivotal scene, and it was the emotional manipulation of it versus the actual maybe realness of what he's going through.
Right.
Because there's so much false manipulation in this between the boss who hired him and now is completely not against him. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on there. But
and that was a weird turn for me because I'm like, really? Was it just because he talked down to you at the company dinner? And that's why you...
Yeah, it was weird.
Do you really think he's not going to achieve the objective you hired him for? Did that change? Yeah, that's...
I mean, I'm loving it, but like, as soon as I'm done watching it, I suddenly am like, wait, what? What about that? Like, I don't understand what has happened there. And then, but then I watch it again, I'm like, so good, I love it. And then it's over, and then I'm like... Again, and then I'm like... but wait, what about that? And then anyway. So, let us know. Like, I mean, you guys, Nam Goon Min's so good.
So good.
He's so good.
So thankful he's in a show that I'm really enjoying
right?
watching because he's so good.
Yeah. And I do enjoy the fact that they are covering the brother in the wheelchair, and they're covering issues like that, which I think has been amazing. And the head analyst that at first didn't like him and now is like his buddy.
On his side,
he's actually one of the bad guys in 9.9 billion.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow. Busy. And so it's really interesting to watch the two shows back to back. It's like, wait, what? Oh, wait.
Which character is this?
I would like to see the brother in the wheelchair with our girl.
Right?
No.
I think it would.
But I wouldn't mind
they
her
haven't
coworker.
tipped that, but they haven't tipped it. But I think it's the
I
think the coworker has a super crush. I think if they go in any direction, that's the direction. That's
he's
my
such a child, though.
He is, but he's so adorable. He's so adorable. I just think he's.
I do like his younger brother. I love that.
I love that character a lot.
Yeah. Very sincere, sweet performance,
and I love that he's such a badass with those stats.
Oh my gosh!
That no one can really say anything.
He's just like this and that and this.
I'm Robinson.
Yeah. I love that so much. Like, I do. I just loved everything. I love everything about his character. So
She's
much.
all like, "That's your site. That's you."
Yeah. I do.
And his brother's kind of like, "What's going on?"
But it is. He's probably my favorite character in the whole show. It's good. Anyway, all right. Stove League. God, you're so good.
Good.
And so confounding at the same time. Crash landing on you. Oh, I loved it so much. So much. It is pure enjoyment for me. It is not deep. It is not.
No, it is not.
It is not.
You are correct.
It is not
political,
cutting edge,
despite being in North Korea.
But I think it's interesting that they are showing how serious the situation is.
Sometimes.
But they can't make it as real as it would, because that would be a completely different. That'd be a completely different story. I have never enjoyed a Hyun Bin character more. Ever.
Love him.
And finally, Son Ye Jin's character has calmed down.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about this.
Okay.
Because I went in with such high expectations, and then, like we saw in My Love from Another Star and Legend of the Blue Sea, as you mentioned in the weekly watch list before the holidays, her female characters are just wackadoodle.
Wackadoodle.
And because she's not a mermaid,
right? She's not.
And because she's not
An
a celebrity, she is supposed to be this astute businesswoman, and yet the willful ignorance that was coming off in every episode was making me nuts.
Me too.
Yeah, absolutely.
too.
Totally agree with that.
One of my notes that I wrote down for episode 7, I didn't get to 8 yet this week, was, is this the episode where she finally starts, like, coming down to earth?
Well,
basically?
that was my big note is
like getting real.
Let me look. I got his name here. Kim Jong-hyun actually was like laying down some harsh truths, which is
so
like
great.
I
he was so
appreciated
great.
that so
and I
much.
was
I'm
like,
finally,
he's an idiot. He's kind of an asshole, but he's not wrong.
Right.
Like there's no,
had the
there's
same thought.
there is you're right. There is no there. He's a North Korean army, like high-ranking army official, basically, because of his father. You are a South Korean chaebol. There's no there. It can't happen.
and he's like, if you really have feelings for him, you would leave because he could die. Because
we aren't talking about simply a mermaid needs to go back into the ocean and you need to buy a seaside home, okay? We're talking North and South Korea.
I know.
And so
How does she not know this?
How does she not know this? Right. That was my biggest
how has it
frustration.
not sunk in yet? Almost halfway through
Exactly. But I did appreciate that these 2 episodes this week, kind of finally brought into sharp focus for her.
I get it.
The dire circumstances.
It's episode 8.
Yes.
This is the pivot.
Exactly.
the show. All right.
But getting to the pivot.
Didn't quite get
there.
there.
I'm so with. I
They were-
mean, that's why I started off as a love by default because Hyun Bin and Sonya Jin.
Oh, yeah.
But I had dropped to like a like. I was enjoying it. I was watching, but I was just like, and it was because of that. It was really annoying me.
I think my thing is that I enjoyed so much. And this is funny because you guys are usually the ones that are like, but everything else is great, and I'm like, no, I can't. But for me, like the Ajumas in the village, I love them. So I'm like, I love their interaction with her. So I love that they kind of normalize her weird antics, and they love all of them. I love his team basically. That's all there.
Oh yeah,
so
they're great.
They're
Oh, yeah,
great.
yeah.
Like I love everybody around it. So she's kind of the only one that I'm just like, oh, yeah. So basically, my whole thing was like the Seri character, like she was. I recognized that hopefully the device the writer was using, because we've seen it so many times, is that once we got to this certain point, she was going to calm down.
Yeah.
So I was willing to give most of it a pass, because every once in a while she'd have a moment where I was like, oh, that's good. I like that. Okay, cool. And then we got to these 7 and 8.
Yeah.
And I was like, yay.
All right.
Okay, can we also talk real quickly, though? That kiss was kind of hot, right?
Oh my gosh.
The one in the
one
rain?
outside
The
the
one in the rain?
hospital?
Right?
It
Right?
was so beautiful with the
Right?
rain, but then
Right?
he's in his hospital pajamas.
Okay,
They're both holding on to the ivy.
Did
They're
anyone
both
else,
holding on to
speaking of him in hospital pajamas and rain and then thunder, did anybody else panic and have a memories of the Alhambra like PTSD flashback? I was
Maybe
like,
if there had been a train, I would have.
I was
but
like,
didn't.
Hyun been in a hospital with
With
rain.
thunder,
I'm
rain and
just like,
thunder.
is he
Oh,
gonna
no.
be trapped in this hospital room for like 7 episodes now?
Do you know
Oh
what
my God.
Do you know what my nitpick was on that scene? There was a tree in the background that had
Oh,
beautiful
really?
lights in it, and I'm like,
yeah.
are we trying to conserve electricity in North
Right.
Korea? Why are there all these sparkly lights in the tree outside a
Ambiance,
hospital?
Karen. Ambiance.
I know.
When they were in
When they were-
Switzerland
yeah,
with the
right.
snow, and yet
Oh
there's
my God.
spring flowers
Yes,
everywhere.
yes,
It's
yes.
just
Oh
like,
my God.
really
But that
paint a
kiss,
picture.
at first when they first kissed, I was like, are you serious, people? This is it? And then they cut around, and then I was like, oh yeah, oh. And then I literally said out loud, I'm like, okay, that's hot. They were both grabbing the stand.
I think I was eating a snack, so it went from a shot where they're like
Yeah.
on each of them,
Yeah.
and I like went down to like grab a snack, and I look up and he's kissing her. I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, rewind.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, rewind again.
Yeah. That was
Maybe watch a
nice
couple
work, show.
times.
Yeah. Because, I'm not going to lie. It doesn't matter who's in it. When they lean in for a kiss, it's a hit or miss whether it's going to be a decent kiss or it's just going to be like that. And
Yeah,
that's
it was
it.
still kiss.
Well
But-
done, show.
Yes.
Yeah, I say thank you. All right. And, we already gave Kim Jong-hyun a shout out, but can we talk about his clothes for just a hot second?
Fantastic
He looks
suits.
amazing. He looks amazing.
He's so relaxed and just,
he's
I'm
having so much
happy.
fun, right?
I know. His character is ridiculous and you can tell he's playing with it so much. It's so great.
And if you watch the press conference, they were like, so they asked him
How you
like
doing?
flat out, how you doing? Like, are you okay? We're really glad to see you. And they're like, what made you sign on to this one? And he literally said, the director came and talked to me and said, let's just have fun. And I'm so happy to watch him having fun. So that's super cool.
Yeah.
So I'm just before we get done here though, I want to just let you guys know we have decided, because there's so much chatter on Twitter after everybody's done watching.
you love it, right?
And we love it so much. And I honestly need more. So what we want to do next week is do a live after show. We'll get the specifics out later on this week, but it's going to be next Sunday, we believe 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so I'm not sure where that would fall. Well, what we're going to do is create a hashtag that we'll get out to you, and if you can't make it live, you can send us on Twitter or on Instagram with that hashtag your questions, and we will do our best in a half hour to answer as many questions or like discuss as many ideas that we have and theories and gushing and ideas as we can. Like we're going to hopefully start doing a Crash Landing on You after show.
Cool.
Starting this week.
And for those who are available, it'll be a live watch?
Yes.
That's
Oh,
right.
nice.
And you can ask your questions live. So.
Yeah, and so we'll be on YouTube. We'll have more details out this week, but everyone was so excited talking about it on Twitter and on Instagram and stuff, and we were so excited that we were like, we need to bring this to a larger audience and just kind of all talk. And so we're going to start doing that next week.
K-drama copy clutch.
Yeah, it's going to be live, and it's going to be so good.
Right.
All right. Oh, we are back. I'm so happy to be back talking K-dramas with everybody. Once again, thank you, you guys. We're the K3. I'm Jen.
I'm Karen.
I'm Maurice.
And if you want to get caught up on any of our year-end 2019 shows, you can check them out right here, and we will see you next week. Bye.